Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Dragon Quest Dai no Daai Boken, which is on episode 38. Now, it's been so long since I even saw the last episode of Dragon Quest, you know? Although I did see a little bit of the recap, I just skimmed through it right away in a few seconds because it was not important. It was just an entire recap of what happened through episode 1 to episode 37 up to that point, you know? Etc. All condensed into one 23 minute 50-second video whatsoever. That aside, this episode right here was actually nice. I really enjoyed it. Although there was a lot of people although there was one person when I remember reading a discussion or a comment or something that there was a lot of material that was missing in there. Although I don't know why it got cut or something, but we'll have to see, you know. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that Mom, Pop, and Dai and everyone else like talk about each other about having to congratulate them for like doing a good job, you know. As for Chewie, we get to know that the guy in the ghost costume was actually Mom's master and Chewie's master. Chewie felt embarrassed here and there, and the Grandmaster taught Chewie, "You've been under my tutelage for about 3 years or a few years already. You have to understand, you can't always show off. When you do something in the right way without showing off, you can like produce results, you know." And that actually got Chewie really happy here and there. But we have to it that Chewie decides to come along with Pop, Mom, and Dai, which I thought it was really cute, you know. I go like, yeah, he could come along. I mean, what's wrong with having a monster in the crew, you know? I mean, any of us who plays the Dragon Quest games or Dragon Warrior Monsters game, there shouldn't be a problem having a monster in your party. I mean, come on now. I mean, like like I said and saying it again, whoever played the Dragon Quest games at least, you will understand you have a couple monsters in your party as optionals, you know, and they come in handy really greatly. Take the example of Dragon Quest V, and then, you know, Dragon Quest VI, and so forth, you know, etc. And, yeah, we go to a scene with Haller, Mr. Vern, and, like, Zabera, you know. We get to see that these three are interacting with each other. Haller tells Mr. Vern that he's planning to, like, transforming himself into a superior being from the very start, because we get to know there's a lot of flaws in a superior being. You will lose your immortality, you will lose the ability to use magic, and so forth. There was a lot of like loopholes in the superior being thing, but Haller plans to become the superior being from the start and tries to like make some corrections here and there, you know, which I can understand. I mean, like if they can make some corrections here and there, then they could actually make things work. But as Mr. Vern says to Haller, you will lose your immortality, etc. But seeing how this, what's up? Haller asked Mr. Vern to actually keep Paprika Kingdom occupied, you know, and then he'll make a move later. Although Mr. Vern doesn't seem like he would do anything, he decides to help out for the time being because he sees Haller's will and now his stubbornness to like, he threw away his pride and his stubbornness, so seeing how he grew a bit is why he's willing to help him. And Vern, on the other hand, decides to give Mr. Vern the like permission to like go ahead and use the army to make the attack on like on Paprika Kingdom, which apparently the like is starting to like is starting to go on very soon. We see to it that Dai, Mom, along with Chewie and Pop, they end up having to talk to Leona about the situation, you know. Although Leona is starting to make preparations of the world meeting here and there, things are still looking bad for the time being. Because you know, and reminding you, in case if you guys have forgotten, if you're an anime only, that Baron is still out there. And they need a weapon in order to like counter it. You know? And it becomes very difficult here. Because we have to it that Dai, Pop, and Mom, along with Chewie, are literally looking for like a weapon that can match the Demon Dragon Blade. And guarantee that blade is like Orichalcum made. If I had to explain it in Orichalcum, the way how it's explained in this episode, it is pretty much God's material. One of the strongest metals in the entire world, if I had to say it correctly. And right now, they talk to a certain king, but he says, I'm sorry, I don't know any weapon that's stronger than the Sword of Champions or something. Because I'm going to tell you right now, like, this Orichalcum metal is something that you can't really find that easily, you know? So we have to it that, like, they decide to, like, ask Merle. And I'm glad to see her here. And I feel sad at the same time, but I'll get to that just a moment. Merle comes in to help him out to go to a certain location. And apparently, it goes back to Pop's birthplace, you know? And we have to it that Pop was hesitant because he actually ran away from home to become Aban Sensei's student whatsoever. And we have to it that, like, when he returned home, he's glad to see his mother, but his father gave him a nasty beating, you know? And he's actually surprised to see how Pop is maturing greatly as a mage and as a powerful ally, you know? But we have to it, they ask Pop's father about a weapon that's, like, Orichalcum made. He says, I'm sorry, I don't have that kind of weapon, but Lon Burke, maybe you could talk to him. And Pop says, oh, wait a minute, I know that guy. He is the one that made the freaking dark spear armor and dark sword armor. And the ones who made those two weapons is actually Lon Burke themselves. Although, like, Pop's father says, I want to get your hopes up because this guy, he's very, like, whatchamacallit, what's the word? A hermit or an antisocial kind of guy. And we had to it, Lon Burke, when we saw him, he is looking like an antisocial guy. And he says, like, you know, I've been making weapons for a while, but there's barely anyone in the world who could like wield them. Take one of those blades over there. Maybe this is way better than any normal sword. So Dai takes the blade and tries using his dragon power with it, but unfortunately it cracks. And Dai's like, hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, this blade is not enough. The weapon you made broke on me the moment I clashed against a weapon called the Demon Dragon Blade. I need something stronger than that. And Lon Burke is like, wait, are you telling me that you actually clashed against the Demon Dragon Blade? And Dai's like, yeah, I did. It kind of became a tie, but I somehow lost. I managed to break it, but so did the sword you made, the dark sword armor blade. And Lon Burke's like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. This is so exciting, etc. This is what I've been waiting for a long time. If you could get me a certain material, I've been spending my entire century in order to beat that kind of weapon. The Demon Dragon Blade was forged by the gods as the world's greatest sword. And I've been working on a journey in order to defeat it. And I can't find anyone who could wield my weapons in that way. And he tells Dai, like, if you have... I can make you a weapon that's able to, like, defeat the Demon Dragon Blade, if anything, you know? And even though the dark sword I forged was inferior and it still broke it, I'm still suppressed. With you as a wielder, I could forge you the world's greatest sword, no problem. If I can make it out of the same material, if I can make it out of the same material, it will beat the Dragon Blade. And we have to it that Dai's like, go ahead, make it right now. And Lon Burke's like, hold on, cool your pits, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now, get me some Orichalcum. If you have some of that, I will be able to make you the blade. Unfortunately, I'm not an alchemist whatsoever. And we have to it that Dai and Pop and everyone else is like, oh my gosh, we're all back to square one. Where do we can find some Orichalcum? And they end up remembering, oh wait a minute, the king's crown that's given to Dai, that thing is made of Orichalcum. And then Pop and Dai zooms all the way back to the freaking place of Dai's island, you know, and going, hey, there it is, la, 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 and they end up having to teleport back, you know. I'm thinking in my mind, oh my gosh, dude, that's just really intense. But you know, the crown is really small though. That's another thing. Sometimes I wonder how much do you need to make a sword. But we're talking about Lon Burke here. We've been here. There's always been a lot of rumors or legends that he can make a lot. He can make powerful weapons. So I am really looking forward to, like, seeing his work, you know, etc. And we have to it that the episode ends off with a dark stone-like castle going to Paprika, getting ready for an invasion as Mr. Vern gets ready to make his move, you know, etc. Preview next episode. It looks like to me we're gonna have some nasty drama along the way how it was narrated, but at the same time we'll have to see. Next episode is called Landing of Sovereign Rock Castle, you know. And that's it. So as for Merle, I'm gonna get this out of the way, forgive me. I feel sad for Merle because if you guys been noticing, Merle seems to have feelings for Pop, and we all know Pop has feelings for Mom instead, and it's gonna be devastating in a certain way, but I guess sometimes it just works that way. Well, yeah, whatever. And I'm glad to see Merle in this episode. I'm glad she's making a nice appearance again, etc. Because, you know, there's always a lot of people in the games that can help you out, despite them being NPCs or side characters, you know, that kind of thing. That aside, this episode right here was just about, like, having to, like, meet up with Leona and everything else, and trying to find a weapon that could be stronger than the Sword of Champions, or possibly, or surpass that of the Demon Dragon Blade, or Dragon Demon Blade, however you want to pronounce it in a certain way. However, the material is made out of Orichalcum, and of course they end up meeting Pop's father, Talon Burke, which is the guy who created the Dark Sword armor and the Dark Spirit armor, and much more. Of course, Lon Burke does lose his motivation since there's no good wielders, but after meeting Dai and hearing about what's up about his sword able to break the Demon Dragon Blade, he regains his motivation and tells Dai, if you could get me some Orichalcum God's material or steel or something, I'll be able to make you a weapon that could surpass the Demon Dragon Blade, which is going to be very interesting to see, you know, etc. So, yeah, I'm glad, like him, to see that their quest is on a nice run, although they still got a long way to go. And as for Hala, Zalbera, and Mr. Vern, they're already making their plans already. Hala is already throwing away his pride and everything else to, like, defeat Dai and his friends, you know, become the superior being from the start and transform from the very start of it by doing the right motives and procedures. Mr. Vern, being asked by Hala to help him out to invade Paprika Kingdom, he says, after seeing your growth in a certain way, I'm willing to help you out. So, don't waste this opportunity, you know? So, yeah, I am really looking forward to, like, the next battle or events to come, because it looks really exciting, you know? Yeah. So, and Chewie, I'm glad to see him be part of the crew, although I don't know what else he could do, but we'll have to see. So, until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!